Hi, my name is TJ and I'm part of the FCS Volunteer Committee, and this is the web series called MyFCS Story. These are interviews that feature parents, students, teachers, alumni, and volunteers talking about their experience in FCS. Enjoy the 4th episode.
Hi, my name is Rosario Wells, and in the community I'm known as Charito Wells. And I am a retired nurse manager, worked for 35 years at the Veterans Administration Hospital in Long Beach. Since my retirement, I retired in 2006. I have been very actively involved in the music ministry, especially in the church. I am the pianist for the Filipino choirs in St. Linus and Holy Family. I play there for the Cursillo choir. In all masses in St. Linus, I play every day, which is my happiness, because even if it's not my major, because I'm a nurse by profession, I love to play music through the piano playing. And that's how I became involved with FCS. I have heard of FCS before when I was working, but of course I was so busy with my job. I didn't even pay attention to it until somebody asked me if I can volunteer. And I think it was Guy Baker who did that. And the part that I was going to be assigned is like to teach music to the students at all levels. Yeah, okay. And that's how I started being involved from 2006 to 2009, which is only 3 years. And I found it incredibly rewarding for me. Yeah. Okay. So when I was teaching these students the music of Filipino songs, I was accompanying them through the keyboard, and we gave them the lyrics, and they can follow my accompaniment. So basically, my partner and I have been, Hermie Abido, we have been teaching these kids the folk songs that every Filipino know, whether they are young or old, like the Bahay Kubo, Leron Leron Sinta, and we taught them also the national anthems in Filipino and US, of course, and also the tinikling words, plus the Ako ay Filipino. And it is very, very nice to have these children express their words, even if they are Filipino Americans, of course, but through reading the lyrics of the songs, they get to learn it. And then when they presented it to their graduation ceremonies, it was very rewarding to hear them sing, which they were able to do, Okay?
Tita Chet, you mentioned that you were teaching music for 3 years with FCS and you were in charge of all groups, so Group A, B, and C.
Yes.
Aside from teaching them the music, and what do you think is the reason why the Filipino Cultural School was created? Like, what's the purpose of FCS?
I think it was created by, Filipino School was created so that the Filipino traditions, culture can be imparted, especially to the young Filipino Americans. Per se, they are called amboy, and to become involved and learn about their cultures so that they can be proud of their heritage. And I think we owe that to the cultural school. In fact, I was the one who enrolled my nephew, grandnephew, and grandniece, paid their tuition, because I am so enthused to have them learn the traditions, the cooking, anything, the words, that these volunteers that are currently now are teaching, which is very, very good. And I'm so proud that they are very enthused in attending, because for me, they even have to ask me to bring them to the school in St. Linus, in which I do, so that they will not be absent.
Tita Charito, what was your favorite FCS memory back then?
Well, my favorite experience, memory during those years is, of course, to see the kids in the classroom, and some pay attention and you get their attention, and so it was incredibly rewarding for me to teach the songs, because music is the love of my life.
Tita Charito, you mentioned that for you, FCS was created to be a vessel to make sure that the younger Filipino-American generation was able to understand what the Filipino culture and heritage is. For you, Tita, what was your understanding, or what is Filipino culture for you?
For me, Filipino culture means family, friends, and faith. It is just not about traditions that we pass down generation to generation, but the significance of their meaning is, for me, Filipino culture means celebrating ourselves the way we are and sharing it with others. So it is through faith that we make connections with each other and to God with His blessings. Filipino culture, every culture teaches us understanding, patience, and kindness. See? The faith bonds us together, as I said. Our faith bonds us together.
Tita Charito, you saw how FCS changed as being one of the music teachers before the transition from 2013, and being able to have your grandson or your grandnephews be involved with FCS this year. So what were some changes, what are some similarities that you've seen from FCS before when you were involved in FCS now?
I think FCS, the way I see it, is growing stronger and stronger, and there are more enrollments of students, because by word of mouth we advertise the cultural school. Even with me, I advertise it to my association, especially the senior citizens of Cerritos, so that they can have their grandkids get involved. In fact, we talk about how their grandchildren, since they enrolled, have become, like happy to be with this group. And I could see the change that I see is that there is more with the young volunteers who are college students. There is more connection rather than, well, before the oldies like us. It's not as good, pardon me, it's not as good as when the connection of the younger kids with the young students. They have more cooperation, and I could see how patient the volunteers are with these kids, especially 5-year-old and 7-year-old. They are kind of rowdy and playful, but they are able to control them, And so, because the reason why I am saying this, because I kind of attend sometimes the sessions, or I could see them, when they are being taught these dances, and making them follow what instructions these volunteers give. And I think because these college students more or less are very good also in the English language, you know, so and they can easily be understood by the students, you know. So that's how I observe it to be. So I believe that the Filipino Cultural School will thrive on and will grow more and become more strong.
Tita Charito, as you know, FCS would be celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. How do you feel? What do you think about that FCS will be celebrating its 50th anniversary?
As I said before, I think that FCS, I repeat, will continue to thrive even better because as these students that you currently have obtain or get good experiences, then eventually in the future, these students that you have right now will get married and have kids, and so they can enlist also their children, their children's children, and so on and so on. So you can continue the work that you do.
Tita Charito, anything you want to say to the Filipino Cultural Board, the students, the volunteers, the parents? Any last message to them?
Well, I want to congratulate all of you, the board, the volunteers, and even the parents, because they are very important also, important part of the cultural school, because without them there won't be students, you know. So I am congratulating you, and kudos to you for doing a very good job, for continuing to share your experiences and to encourage the new Filipino American kids learn more about the Filipino culture and traditions that we certainly can be proud of.